All right, what's going on, everyone? It is Will Mitchell here. Right now, it is Monday, October 24th, spooky season. We're getting ready for Halloween, and today I want to tell you guys a little bit about some data analysis. So we've done some more high-level videos explaining what the data looks like in the Ambergris Caye Belize market, but today I want to go a little deeper in and look at a breakdown of bedroom count, net revenue, and how that really pans out when you're looking at 1 bed, 2 bed, 3 bed, 4 bed, 5 bed, etc. We pulled all of our data from Airbnb, so we have a pretty complete market analysis for San Pedro, Belize, and let's dive into it here. We've kept the expenses fixed here for this analysis. If you guys want us to dive deeper into the expenses and break down how that looks, we can, because we've just kind of done a more of a layman's term on the expense side of things. But for our expenses, what we have is our electricity and water at $400 US a month. We have our internet at $70 US a month. We have our insurance at $2,000 annually, and we have our property taxes at $108 annually. Then we have our revenue here, which I'm gonna be breaking down for you guys, and as we go through this, we can put it up. So starting with studio and 1 bedroom. So you'll see the red line is the occupancy rate performance for the bottom 50th percentile of rental properties on Airbnb, and the blue line is the occupancy rate for the top. We get an average occupancy for studio and 1 bedroom of 59% over 3 years. Then we have our second graph here, which shows studio and 1 bedroom ADR. That's your average daily rate. When you're renting on a nightly basis, that's going to be a critical number that you need to look at. And right here we have a variance of 105 to 236 per night. So what we've done is we've just averaged these out so we can take our data and extrapolate what our gross income is going to be. So got our notes here. When we do that, what we get is an average of $125 a night after we take our occupancy rate of 59%, sorry. We multiply that by 125 times 365, multiply that by our occupancy rate, which gives us our gross income annually of $26,918.75. All right, guys, so we take after that our net income split with the rental management. In Mahogany Bay, it is an 80-20 split. It could be different. There's a lot of variance around the island. You might find that it's a 50-50 split, a 60-40 split. You might find 70-30. So it really can be anything, but in this case in Mahogany Bay, it's 80-20 up to the first $50,000 of gross income, then a 90-10 above 50,000. So after we've done that, we subtract our expenses, which, as we talked about at the beginning of the video, we're putting in your internet, your water, your electrical, property taxes, and your insurance. So when we take the sum of that, and again, we really did a more layman version of this, it'll probably be a little bit lower for a studio or a 1 bedroom, and when we get into the bigger homes, it'll be higher. So you can always play with the numbers if you want, but we took our total as $7,748. We subtract that, we get $13,787 net income to the owner. Next up, we have 2-bedroom units, 2-bedroom condos, 2-bedroom homes. So we have our breakdown here, 2-bedroom occupancy over 3 years. So you have the bottom 50 percentile rental properties in red, and the blue line will be the top 50. You get an average occupancy rate of 58% over 3 years, including COVID, and in 2022, an average occupancy of 63%. Then we take our ADR, again, we explain what that is. It's your average daily rate, and we've broken it down right here. So you have $170 to $286 per night for a 2-bedroom unit. You average that out to get $223 per night. Once we've done that, we'll do the same calculation and break it down. I don't need to bore you guys with that again. So basically, you're gonna come out with $51,278.85 of gross income. That's our projection based on data from Airbnb. Now let's talk about after your rental split. So you don't have any income above 50,000 here, so it'd be 41,023.08. And when we subtract our utilities out of that, it comes out to about 33,275. What you guys are really gonna see when we get into the meat and potatoes of this video is the difference between large homes and small units. And also when you get to that upper echelon, there aren't as many homes, so you have a smaller sample size. So that is something to keep in mind as well, guys. Let's talk about 3 bedrooms. We're getting a little more exciting now. We have multiple rooms in that home. So when you look at the occupancy rate over 3 years, again, red line's gonna be bottom 50, blue line is upper 50 percentile. You get an average occupancy rate of 62%, including COVID. In 2022, you have an average occupancy rate of 68%. Our ADR, you're looking at $364 per night. When you extrapolate that out and use the data, you get $90,344.80 in gross income. Take our 80/20. Now we do have some income above 50,000, so hopefully I'm not cranking out too many numbers for you guys here, but first 50 will be 80/20. It's 40,000, then you have the earnings above 50,000. So in the end, after your rental management split, you're gonna come away with 76,310.32 cents. When we take our utilities and other expenses off of that, we're at 68,562. This is probably the point when those expenses are gonna get higher. If you guys do want a video that takes a deeper dive look into insurance, property tax, maintenance, all of this stuff, we can put that together. So get in the comments section and let us know if you wanna hear more about the expense side of things, and we're happy to put that together. Now we're up to 4 bedrooms. So when you look at 4 bedrooms, you can see the graph right here. You have your red line again showing bottom 50%, blue line top 50%. So when you look at March 2020, you see a hit, and that remained until February 2021. The COVID dip we saw in March 2020 actually remained until February 2021. So when you look at your 4-bedroom overall occupancy rate over the 3 years, you get 58%. If you look at 2022 occupancy, you get 72%. So now we take our range of $410 per night in ADR to $745. We average that out, and then we extrapolate from there our gross income of $145,328.40. So when we go after and look at our rental management split, you'll see in the end you come away with $125,795.56. After we took the utilities and expenses that we put in, you're left with $118,047.56. But I would calculate when you get to a 4-bedroom home, your utilities are probably gonna double from there. And again, we can go in deeper dive on this. Your property taxes are gonna remain the same. The $2,000 number we actually pulled from about a 1,200 square foot 2-bedroom, so you would expect that to go up a bit as well. So bearing all that in mind, I mean, you're still gonna have a pretty good projected, because again, these are all projections, projected net income to the owner, and it really shows us what happens when you get to the bigger homes. Now we're looking at 5 bedrooms. So when you get into this 5-bedroom zone, you're gonna see that our occupancy rate is probably gonna go up a bit, just because you're really getting into that space when there's not a lot of homes. Where all of this analysis really came from, I personally manage an 8-bedroom home in the market. It was really one of one. And after we looked at the numbers and return on that property and saw how significant the returns were, the occupancy rates, being one of the nicer homes in the market, it really dawned on us. Then we looked at all this data and came out and saw the fact that it really was a much better investment going into the higher end. You still can make great returns if you have a smaller unit. All of this doesn't factor in equity appreciation. You might find good deals that are smaller units. You might want to just build a smaller unit for your personal living, and you're still gonna, see that equity appreciation. But if you're strictly financial investment, it's definitely worth looking at. Overall, I would say Belize and Ambergris Caye is a longer term market. So if you are looking to make a financial investment, be prepared to be involved in the market for a long time, because that's when you're gonna really see the significant benefit. A lot of people that are looking at this from a generational approach, they're looking to make an investment. They don't wanna get in and out. They wanna have kind of a nest egg, a safety net away from the US and Canada. They wanna have a property here. Belize is probably for you if you're looking at that approach. With that being said, let's continue on with the 5-bedroom numbers. So we look at our overall occupancy over the 3-year span for a 64% occupancy. We take 2022, we get a 79% occupancy. So like we discussed, those numbers are getting higher. And then our range of $840 to $1,500 a night on your ADR, and we average that out. When all of that is done and we take away the property management, you're left with $280,466.50. So you see now the variance is really going up when you get into these higher bedroom counts. After you subtract the utilities, which again, we should make this bigger at this point. We're giving you a layman's analysis here, but you're left with about $232,718.5. And then when you look at 6-bedroom, this is when it really gets crazy because there are only a handful, about 5 properties in the Airbnb rental market right now with a 6+ bedroom count. So there's gonna be more coming in. I think the absorption rate in the market is gonna be actually quite high just because there's a larger demand for these. Demand has increased for bigger homes. I know for me, when I travel, when we're going anywhere, we like to get a villa, we like to get a property where everyone can stay together. Then we can all fight over the best room and probably rotate that every trip. But I mean, that's how a lot of people travel nowadays. So 6-bedroom overall occupancy, 73%, that's the 3-year period. When you look at the 2022 occupancy rate, you're looking at 81%. And then we dive in over here and we take our ADR, our average daily rate of 666 to 1350 per night, average that out at 1,100 per night. After we've taken away the property management, everything, 315,215, we can then take our utilities, which when you get into this point, I would say you're probably looking at even tripling the utilities that we put into this, but just to give you guys an idea of the income potential. So like I said, guys, if you want to see a deeper analysis into the expenses, get in the comment section. I'm sure a lot of you want to see that. We're happy to do it. We also have some new listings coming your guys' way, some updates on some of our listings. So if you are interested to see that and hear about those listings, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. We appreciate everything, guys. We love seeing you out here in Belize, coming over to our office. And with that being said, we'll see you in the next video.